Hello and welcome to another one-off on the bonus points. As always, it's a bit different again today. For one, it's super late, so it's a weird vibe, late night vibe, and that's because I've been to the PlayStation Showcase.
Wait, that was tonight?
That was tonight. I was wondering why your seat was empty.
Oh no, I can't believe it. I was busy.
I could see a seat over in the VIP box that was empty. I'm assuming that was for you.
Yeah,
I was with the civilians.
Me, Kojima, Jeff Keighley, all hanging out in that box.
Of course. Yeah. Well, luckily for you, I've made some notes for all of the trailers.
Oh, that's good.
But I think I might have got some of them mixed up. So you might have to help me out and figure out which ones are real and which ones aren't.
Oh, well, so you're going to say something that was announced at the event, and then I got to say whether I think it was real or not.
Exactly.
Oh, that's a good idea. What a great idea, Ollie.
I know, it's so weird. I must be so clever to come up with ideas like this. So this is the May 24th PlayStation Showcase through my eyes, described to you. Hopefully that won't be the title because it's not very catchy. Right. I feel like Santa, like with all the presents, and you're like waiting to hear what was there.
I want you to be like a game show host. That's what I want you to be like.
Okay, well, I'm like, what the thing is that I was thinking I need to give every announcement the same amount of enthusiasm so that you can't tell which ones are real and which ones are fake.
Yeah.
So, anyway, this doesn't include absolutely everything that was there, otherwise we'd be here all night because it was over an hour long. And you know these things are quite quick. But anyway, first up, we have Helldivers 2. Do you remember Helldivers?
I think, is it like a kind of top-downy, like, co-op, like, thing?
It was, but now it's a third-person shooter.
And they showed, like, gameplay of this?
They showed gameplay.
Exclusive to PlayStation?
It's exclusive to PlayStation. It's also a first-party.
Okay, I'm going to say that's real, because that would be the most boring lie in the world otherwise. And I don't think you'd have gone straight in with a lie. So I'm going to say that's real.
It is real, and it's quite boring. But I will admit, I was quite impressed when it went to third person.
Okay.
I was like, oh, that's quite cool.
I'm not saying that the game would be boring. Like, apparently the first one was actually pretty good. I'm just saying, like, that would be a boring thing for you to think up of, like, a sequel to, like an obvious game.
It's like a downloadable game. Yeah, no, that was real. That was real. It was quite a good opening, to be honest with you. I quite liked it.
Yeah, so that was the opening of the whole event. That is...
there was actually another game before it, but I think it was the first proper PlayStation game. Okay, so next up, we have Star Wars Cantina, where you basically are like a bartender in Star Wars, and you can talk to characters from Star Wars and make them drinks and find out what they like.
Was that made by anyone, like, that we know, any developers?
It was made by the developer that made that Valhalla game. That, like, the VAHA...
Yeah, well, like that sort of indie survival game.
No, it's not a survival game. It's you're thinking of
Valheim.
No, Valhalla is the one where you like work in a bar and you make drinks. It was pretty much the same thing, but with like Star Wars characters.
And is that in VR?
No,
because that should be in VR, right? That would be like
it was 2D. It was 2D.
But wouldn't that be an amazing VR game, like making alien drinks? Like, let me just squeeze this like squid nuggle or like whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Like...
No, it was like pixelated. It's like a pixely 2D, really nice looking, but pixely.
I'm gonna say that's real again.
No, it's not real.
That's not real. Oh,
no. All right, let's move on. Next one.
Very convincing though.
I don't thank you. Phantom Blade Zero, which like I couldn't tell if it was a Dark Souls like game or if it was just a ninja fighting game, but it had the most insane swordplay I've ever seen in a game. That like I don't even know how you would control it. It was so crazy.
Okay. Did it look good? Do you reckon it's like something you'd enjoy?
Yeah, I think it looked good. It looked quite scary.
Okay, and then what sort of setting?
It looks like
for more information
Sekiro,
here.
Like a Sekiro kind of setting, but more horror themed. Like there was these like shinobi guys that didn't have faces; they just had big holes. And the sword fighting was like unbelievable. Like, you know when you see those kung fu films and someone with a sword like leans back and kicks at the same time and is like stretched out. They did that in it, and I was like, "How are you even controlling?" And then they're like hitting him, and he's like deflecting them really fast. And I was like, "How are you doing that?" So yeah, that was Phantom Blade Zero.
I'm trying to look at your cheeky little face to see if you're lying or not. You know, I think that was a convincing lie. I think that's not true.
That's real.
It's real.
It's real. You should definitely check the trailer out. The trailer is amazing. The trailer is unbelievably good.
I'm glad it's real. I'm glad that's a real one I can check out. Sounds cool.
It wasn't a developer that I knew or anything though. It was like a unknown.
Okay.
But yeah, it looked really good. And the guy kind of had like a Ghost of Tsushima vibe, but he had like one of those big round hats on. It looked awesome. And there was like a horse riding bit, which is pretty cool. Okay. Next up, we have Max Out with 2 X's. This is futuristic racing game from the developers of Wipeout. That is not Wipeout, but it like looks exactly like it. And there was no gameplay; it was just CGI.
Why would they do that? Well, why if you own Wipeout and the people that do Wipeout, why would you not do Wipeout?
It's like from the makers of, but it's not the same development team. It's not Studio Liverpool.
Okay, so what, they've reformed so they wouldn't own the license. But then they're showing it at a PlayStation event. That feels like you
bit kick in the teeth, isn't it?
It feels like baking a cake and then like bringing it to your ex's house or something. You know, it's sort of like
2 X's, maxed out with 2 X's. So.
It's like they dumped you. Why are you bringing them a cake? Like, and so wait, did they say this was exclusive to PlayStation?
No, and it was just a CGI trailer. It was just like a ship and they were like pulling blankets off it and like revealing it bit by bit. And it was like, oh, is it Wipeout? Is it not? And then it said Max Out, and it looked like the Wipeout logo.
I don't think this is real. I don't think they would go straight into it at a PlayStation event.
No, it's not real.
Okay. It's also like an awful name, and then like Wipeout.
Max Out. It's cool. I thought that was a cool name. I was happy with that.
Not for no. I mean, like it's a very video game name. Like that would be fine for that kind of game, but I don't think it's a good name.
Okay.
Especially if you've got to say 2 X's every time for like someone searching for it.
Yeah, true. That's a good point. Actually, I didn't think of that. Okay. Next up, we had big screen that said from the artist of Journey and Abzu and some other stuff is a new game called Sword of the Sea, which is basically like a snowboarding game, but you snowboard on the desert, and the desert has got like whales and dolphins and stuff like flying through the air, and the sand is moving like the sea would be, but you have like half pipes and can do tricks and stuff.
I don't know if they would go like that close again. Like I feel like they've done like they did the sand surfing. They've done like the water.
When the trailer started, I thought it was Journey 2 because it starts with like the archways for that bit in Journey where you slide down the. Yeah, it has a bit like that, but the sand is like crashing against it like waves.
And what is the character?
He kind of looks like. He kind of looks like the guy from what's that game called? Like Hyper Light Drifter.
Oh,
he has like a mask, I think, and like I can't really remember. All I remember is he's riding a sword, and it's like
a sword.
And it's like SSX, like he's literally like going up jumps and like doing grinds and stuff.
I'm going to say I don't think this is real.
That one is real.
That one is real. The sword, that's the real one. The sword surfing game's the real one.
And it's like a half pipe and he's like doing tricks. I thought it looked pretty cool.
Do any scores come up or anything on screen?
No. It was very artistically done. Like,
okay.
Very arty. But yeah, I mean, it looks like you'd probably enjoy it.
Yeah, well, the thing is, cool. I didn't like Abzu. I didn't dislike it, but I just felt it was too close to Journey. And I feel like Journey, like I preferred Journey, and Journey came first. So when you first said it, I was like, oh, I don't want that again. I want something new, but as good as that. But then if you're doing like literal tricks and stuff, like that sounds like it is a bit
crazy.
different.
That's what was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it looked alright. But I'm the same as you with Abzu and Journey. Like I played Journey first, and I thought it was okay. I didn't hate it. Like I thought it was good. And then I played Abzu, and I thought it was actually quite boring. I did finish it though, so
yeah, it's not that long.
Yeah,
good soundtrack.
Anyway, Sword of the Sea. Look forward to that. Yeah, also it's a good trailer. Are you going to watch this after we've done this?
I mean, I'm not going to watch the whole thing, but I might. There's a few of these that I might cherry pick to go look back on.
Okay.
I mean, I'm going to see them all. I'm going to be editing this video, so I'll see all the footage that I get.
Yes. Well, don't scroll through too fast because you might miss out on Foamstars, which is basically Splatoon, but you have foam instead of ink. and it's made by Square Enix.
You give me anything else? Like, what do you play as? Are you like people?
Different like Overwatch characters.
Okay.
And it's set somewhere called, get ready for this, it's set somewhere called Bath, Vegas.
Bath, Vegas. And you shoot...
Bath, Vegas.
It's so ridiculous. I don't know if you're baiting me because it sounds so ridiculous. Okay, I don't think this is real. I'm not going to commit to it being real.
Well, you're going to miss out on going to Bath, Vegas because it's real, baby.
That's real. I bet you were like rubbing your hands together when that came up, just waiting to say that to me and me not thinking it's real. I couldn't wait.
When I saw the little sign that said Bath, Vegas, I was like, this is great. I'm losing my mind.
Do you know what? Like, I win no matter what because I either get it right that it was wrong or I win because it's real and I get to see whatever Bath Vegas is. Like, no matter what, I don't lose.
To be honest with you, I don't want to be negative, but as soon as the trailer started, I was like, this will be one of those free-to-play games that in a month I'll hear that it's closing down. Like, It had that vibe, where it's just like, not enough people are going to be interested in that for it to run. Anyway, moving on from Bath Vegas. The next trailer we had basically starts with like really zoomed in on ants, like massive. Well, they're massive because it's zoomed in. Ants, right? And then like they're crawling around, and then the ant gets eaten by a frog, and then the frog's like hopping about, and then that gets eaten by like a bird or something. I can't remember. And then the bird like flies down into like the forest, into this jungle. Then like a crocodile jumps out and grabs him, goes underwater, and then the camera keeps moving through the swamp, and then a familiar tune plays in the background, like. And then rising out of the water, and it's like, what a thrill.
No.
And Snake is there. He doesn't say anything, but he's standing there with the gun, like coming out of the water, like what's that film? Apocalypse Now.
Yeah.
And then he just looks straight down the camera, and then the camera like moves up, and like in the gap in the trees there's a triangle, and it says Metal Gear Solid Metal Gear Solid Triangle Snake Eater. and that was the trailer.
Oh god, I'm kind of hoping this isn't real, and I've had that exciting moment of that reveal ruined it. You spoiled it for me. So I mean, it's been rumored that it's coming for a long time. You know what? I'm gonna manifest it as being true. And say, against my better judgment, I'm going to say that trailer existed, and that's the way it was announced.
For Metal Gear Solid Triangle, it was true. It happened.
True.
It's true.
Oh.
It looked like it's just CGI, but I was like, I could have cried when that music came in. I was like, oh my god! And I was sitting in the lounge on my own, like I got no one to tell. I've got no one to tell.
At least you got to see the moment.
You'll see it. You'll see it.
I will. Oh, I'm excited. I can we get through these quick so I can go watch some of these?
Yes. Okay. So actually, funnily enough, I think this next one is about halfway through my list.
Okay.
So we're getting there. So the next one was a bit weird. It was a launch trailer for Final Fantasy 16. But then after it kind of ended and it said June 22nd, whenever it is coming out, it like whipped across the screen like Final Fantasy 17, and then like nothing else.
I don't think that's true because I think you're bluff. I think that's too early for a launch trailer. So I think you might have messed up a bit there. I don't think that's true.
No. Final Fantasy 16 launch trailer was there, but the Final Fantasy 17 was not.
Oh, really? It was called launch trailer. Normally, launch trailers. Like,
I don't know what it was called. I put launch trailer question mark because I don't know what it's called. I can't tell. But it had like the date it was coming out
for the 17. Because I mean, they're going to do like 7 remake 2 or whatever as well, don't they? They'd be stretched pretty thin.
Right. Anyway, moving on. Next up, we have a new Assassin's Creed. Can you believe it? Hold on to your butts because it is Assassin's Creed Identity, which is just like every other Assassin's Creed game, but it's like cyberpunky, like kind of like Watch Dogs 3.
So when you say like every other one, is it like an RPG like the new ones? Because I know there was a big Assassin's Creed event where they announced like 5 Assassin's Creed games that I wish I paid any attention to because I might be able to call your bluff here.
Do you know what? The trailer kind of made a big point out of like everything being your choice. It kind of reminded me of like Dishonored and stuff like that. So they were like, are you going to go in through the back or like take out a guard on the way? And he's like, oh, I guess I'll see what suits me. And then like he throws a knife at... No, he's like, I guess what flavor will suit me. And then he throws a knife at someone.
Called Identity. Because I know, isn't there like Assassin's Creed Mirage? Haven't they announced that? Do you know? I feel like it wouldn't be in the PlayStation event. I'm gonna say no for this one. I think that's not real.
Okay, yeah, it's not real.
Okay.
I was describing Assassin's Creed Mirage. They had a trailer for that, and that's what happened to it.
Oh right, it's Mirage, but you just changed the name.
I also changed the setting because it's set in like ancient Egypt or something.
Okay.
There
we go. I somehow just drew Mirage from somewhere deep in my brain that had been stored there.
So they kind of made it look a bit like Dishonored, like the different things you could do and the choices you could make. Which, like, I don't know. Also, the protagonist seemed cool because like it wasn't just a white guy. But like, I'll be honest, I'll probably never play it. I've never played any of those games, but it looked alright.
Yeah.
Anyway. Next up was a trailer for Street Fighter 6's story mode, which I had absolutely no memory of because, to be honest with you, I was writing down the fake ideas because I was like, I don't need to see this. So...
I know, obviously, like you're less hot on new Street Fighters. You've said about how you don't like the microtransactions for like buying characters separate and the story mode's not what you're there for. But I feel like if like I can see Akira over your right shoulder as we speak. I feel like you're
Akuma. That's Akuma. Yeah. He's
Akuma. Sorry. Yeah. Like I feel like you'd be looking at the screen during a Street Fighter trailer, right?
Yeah, I mean, I was going to tell you it was real, but like I've taken in no information from that trailer. It was so lame. It was like the default make a character like in cutscenes being like, I can't even remember what he was talking about. He was just like saying stuff, and they were like, it was like meet the legends, and then I don't know.
All right, fair enough. Moving on then.
Yeah. So next up, we had quite a big one. Actually, was from Sega. We had a Jet Set Radio free-to-play game, but it was just like them dancing in Shibuya, and it was like Jet Set Radio's back, and it was just like that kind of like breakbeaty music that they play with like, I don't know if you ever play those games, but at the beginning they always have this like where the camera kind of spins around them as they're skating. It just had like some bits like that, and then didn't really have any more information except it's coming out at the end of the year.
I think no. I think no for this one.
Nah, it did nothing. I thought it might be just true enough that I might be able to trick you.
Yeah. Okay, I think no.
Okay, I'm going to skip a couple of these because these ones were real. I'm just going to tell you because we don't need to play this game for these two because they're pretty standard. Dragon's Dogma 2, which I think a lot of people will be excited about.
Yeah.
And then like the opening of Resident Evil 4, the new one in VR, which was quite cool. Moving on. So this next one is crazy. Bungie are completely making Marathon a whole thing. You know Marathon?
Yeah, I played it back on my Mac.
Yeah, they're making a new one, and the trailer is insane. Like, it's crazy. It's like it has like a spaceship smashed through a planet. It's like the main thing, and there's like these like robot characters. And as they shoot each other, they like melt into like ink and just like,
is it like green,
disappear.
like kind of.
Yeah, it's like a dye kind of like. And the trailer, this woman run past this thing that says Bungie, and I was like, oh, that's going to be like a Destiny 2 thing. And then it goes all like psychedelic. And then at the end, it just says Marathon. And I was like, wow, that's a great trailer.
Okay, so let me work out, because I'd want to discuss this maybe a bit, but I would need to see if it's real or not. So my only thing is obviously Bungie, if people don't know, are now owned by Sony, which kind of helps this case a little bit. And then Marathon is the game they made before Halo. My only thing is they made Halo, which is like their big sci-fi series. Well, they made Marathon, and then they did Halo, and then they did Destiny, which is still like this sci-fi thing. And I feel like if they were going to do a new thing, why wouldn't they use the Destiny name or do something different? Like, why would they go back to doing something which is basically like Halo? Like, it's got some of the same guns as Halo. Like, why would they do the exact same... I mean,
not in this trailer, it didn't. It looked mental. It didn't look anything like Halo. It looked closer to, mentioning Jet Set Radio again, it looked closer to that.
I just feel like, why would you go do another spaceship thing? Like, why do, like, I mean, I guess...
That's what people like. People like spaceships.
Yeah, I'm going to say this isn't true.
This was true.
This is true. They're making Marathon.
And the trailer is amazing.
Man, that is crazy. I played that loads back in the day. Why are they doing it? Like, why would they not use the Destiny name? Like, they could make whatever this is, they could make it be Destiny. Like,
I don't know. It looked cool. I don't know what sort of game it is. Like, I'm assuming it must be an
the
FPS.
game would be bad.
But...
I just feel like from the... Like, they're... I mean, up to them, isn't it? They own it. They do what they want. But I just can't... I can't see why they would go and bring back that IP. Because it's not like... It's like a... get key cards, go around a maze thing, but like kind of better graphics and animation than most other games in the day. Like, I mean, that's what it is. Like, there's nothing special, I think, about Marathon for why we've got to go back and capture this essence. Yeah,
I think it had a lot of like parkour in it. I can't really remember. I remember thinking the visuals were amazing, and then when Marathon came up, I literally was like, I could not believe it.
God, this sounds like a really shocking event.
You know the logo for Marathon with like the hands holding the ball? They even still had that, like it flashes up, and I was like, oh my god, it's Marathon. No way. That's crazy. Yeah, so I was looking forward to telling you about that. So that's good. Anyway, Bungie, again, Destiny 2 expansion pack, named The Final Shape.
Sure, yeah, that sounds legit.
It's legit, yeah.
I mean, they're obviously mad, so yeah, that's of course that's what it is.
They're running out.
As long as the shape's not a triangle, that's Konami owns that IP.
I don't know what shape it was, to be honest with you. The trailer was really weird, actually. Like, if you do watch this, it's really short. Just like two guys sitting around a campfire talking, and they're like, "Oh, we killed so many monsters, you missed so much," and then the guy's like, "Well, it doesn't matter, I'm here now." And then like the final shape comes up on the screen, but like just really like clumsily, like it just kind of like it like appears during another cut, and it's just like bloop, bloop. I was like, oh, like it looks like they just did it at the last minute. Okay, so the next thing they showed off was, well, actually they cut to the guy, this old British guy, I think is like the CEO or something, and he was like, "Thanks for your unwavering support of PlayStation. We've got some like new stuff to show you." And the first thing they showed off was PlayStation Vue, which is just VU, and it's basically like a new place where you can buy PlayStation films and like films from them to watch on your... It's like, oh, we've already got a great library. They showed the Gran Turismo film trailer, and then they also showed that you can buy the Mario movie. Yeah, but they made a big thing. They showed the Mario trailer with like the Nintendo logo, and it like made the coin sound, and I was like, this is so weird.
Yeah, and a PlayStation event. Yeah. And is that real? Yeah. I don't know if that was...
No, that's not real. No, that's not real.
No, okay.
PlayStation Vue is not real. I made that up.
They did show the Gran Turismo film trailer. Okay.
No, none of it's real. Right. They showed the Gran Turismo film trailer. It looks fine. I don't know. Cool. It's a racing film. But the big thing they did show, Project Q. Get ready for this. It's a new handheld. PlayStation handheld, and it literally looks like a phone with PlayStation controllers smashed on either side of it. And it's got an 8-inch screen, and you can only use it to play remote play.
So it's just a streamy device screen. No, they wouldn't do that, because it's just you just use your phone. You just use your phone. Why would you buy? What was the benefit of their thing? Did they give a reason why their thing would be better?
Well, it had the like PlayStation controller on either side, kind of like a weird switch. Like,
yeah, but you can get them, or you can just pair your PlayStation controller to your phone.
Yeah, it was weird that it was streaming only.
They're not getting into handhelds. I think that's not true.
That one is true.
That's true. This is such a mad thing. But, so it's just like a screen with a PlayStation.
It literally looks like a phone with a controller stuck to it.
Did they put a price like on that?
No, they didn't. They just, I think it's called Project Q or Project Cube. I didn't hear him right. And they showed God of War running on it.
Okay, but it's just like stream it to your it's like your phone or your iPad or whatever, your tablet. Like the screens are so good. Why would you buy like another screen? It's like, let me pack this. I'm going away on a trip. Let me pack this and hope the hotel doesn't have bad Wi-Fi. Like it just that's a dead project already. That's a failure.
Mike in the Discord texted me like, "Oh my god, are you watching this?" I was like, "Yeah, but I've already got a phone. Like, I don't need this. Like, why would I need this?
Yeah, I'd be like, oh yeah, like let me just get up my phone to like hotspot it to this thing so I can use it. It's like you're just adding another step to playing.
You wait till you see it. It looks mental. Like it literally looks like the controller's been cut in half and just like stuck on. It's like this, right? And then the thing's completely square, so it's like got these weird gaps. Like it just looks.
Do you know what? I can't wait for this to be a runaway hit, and then like this will be clipped and shared on Reddit of like these two idiots, these two PlayStation haters trying to bash the mighty Q.
Okay, we're moving into one more thing territory.
Oh, that's where it gets exciting. These are the big ones.
This is where it gets exciting. Yep. So, starts off with like a cobbled street.
Ooh.
Like looks old school, kind of like old school. Looks like Victorian, like that old school.
Okay.
And then there's like a big kind of castle kind of thing. You can't really see very much because the camera's so low to the ground. And then it looks like someone kind of whips something out, like some sort of like sword, and then it like whips and changes shape.
No.
And then
I'm calling fake now. I'm calling fake.
And then it goes like
this is
for the third time, and then it says Bloodborne, nothing else, just Bloodborne.
No, it's fake. That's fake. That's fake.
That's real.
That's fake.
That's real.
I don't believe you. I don't believe
It's not
you.
real. It's not real.
I knew when you said about the cobbled street I was on. I knew you were going to try and tempt me with Bloodborne.
Well, I was like, Metal Gear Solid actually happened. I was like, maybe I might be able to get Bloodborne.
No, not true. It would be too good. I'd want it too much. That would be too perfect for. And we're about to do like a let's play of Bloodborne, like a release or whatever that would be perfect. No, nice try.
Well, we were going to do one of MGS3 Triangle. And now it is actually
and I did say there's a remake rumored. If we're going to do it, we should wait, and hopefully we don't have long to wait for us to play on our Triangle-based Metal Gear Solid 3.
Yeah. Okay. Well, now this is one more thing because I just stuck that in right at the end because I wanted to try and get you. New trailer, new game. It's like in a jungle, and there's like a guy like sneaking around, and he like hits looks like someone hanging in a tree with a knife, and he's like, "Getcha." Something or other, can't remember what his name is. And then the other guy actually appears behind him and kills him, and he's like, I told you to get me a worthy opponent, and this is who you bring me? And all these soldiers are like, why don't you try a new feeding ground, boss? And then they hand him a map of New York. And then the camera goes to New York, and they're like, these soldiers are like running around, they're like, oh my god, he's in the basement. And I can't remember what they said, and then like, oh, I hope he won't hurt us or something. And then Spider-Man jumps out, but he's evil, and he goes, what is it he says? Like, you won't even imagine what I'm going to do to you, or something. And then these tentacles come out of him, and he's like smacking the soldiers away. But then he like phones Miles Morales and is like, oh, hey man, we actually need to go to the factory, so I'll meet you there. And then it changes to Miles Morales, and then you like go to the factory. And then it didn't say, I actually didn't watch the end of that one.
And that was the final thing in the show.
As far as I know, because I turned it off because the guy said this is the last thing, and I was like, I don't need to watch all of this.
Okay, so I assume that would be Spider-Man 2.
I assume so, yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to think, because I'm thinking, because they need to end on a big thing, and they wouldn't end on all of that PlayStation MacGuffin stuff, I don't think, is the final thing. And like, Marathon, I think, would only be the other thing that could maybe hang there. And if you said Metal Gear Solid was earlier, so I'm going to say that's true.
That is true, yeah. I had no idea what was going on in that trailer. Like, he's like, Spider-Man's like evil now, and he's got this like, he's got the Venom suit on, but like it looks like body armor. Like, it was quite weird.
Yeah, I wonder if like, I guess you're going to be playing as both, and maybe like,
yeah, it comes up on the screen like, press square to change to Miles, and then you like, zip
that's cool because they got like that's one of the best ones for like instant loading. Like if you fast travel, it basically just goes
yeah, of course.
You just switch. So I guess that, like, I bet there'll be like, with the power of the SSD, like you can like instantly switch between them.
Yeah. It looked all right, but the trailer was quite long. Like they've got to a bit where he was like sneaking around and talking, and I was like, I don't need to see what happens. So it might not be it might be called something else, but I think it's probably called Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, I'll probably play it. I enjoyed the first one.
Yeah, but yeah, you missed quite a few big ones.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was going to be such a big one, but it was kind of fun, like playing our little guessing game to find out. So yeah, let us know if you did enjoy this format. Like, does this work? Because I'm assuming most people watching this have seen the thing first, unless you're only like kind of vaguely interested in like the showcase and wanted to do it. Because another alternative is we could do like a reaction like stream as well as another option that could be fun. But then obviously we don't know what the trailers are going to be and how explicit they're going to be and stuff. Like, we can't,
true, yeah.
You know, if there's bad language. So that is my concern for doing that. But let us know. And also, in terms of just all of the games that was announced, are there any that you're excited about? Are there any that me and Ollie poo-pooed that you think would be amazing? Or any ones we were excited about and you're like, what's that? And yeah, it'd be good to have this as just the discussion place in the comments about this showcase.
Yeah, and also let us know if you're looking forward to Project Cube. I don't know, whichever one it is.
Get your pre-orders in now.
Yeah, there must be a use case for it. Like, Helen in the Discord today was saying that she wants to buy one of those controllers for her phone so she can stream her console at home. But, like, that's a solved problem. Everyone has a smartphone, so I don't know.
Yeah, and like I'm sure it's like with that controller, and I'm sure maybe, you know, the vibrate feature, and it will maybe be more integrated with PlayStation. Like, I'm sure like it will be a slightly better experience, but not for like the cost of buying it. And I'm also going to carry around a case with this thing as well as anything else, you know, instead of like a Switch or even a PlayStation Vita. I'd rather take with me instead of that.
It's going to be huge as well, right? If the screen's 8 inches, I think that's bigger than a Switch screen, and the controllers stick out more. So it's like it's going to be like this wide.
Like, to dedicate that much backpack space for like a thing that can just be used if you have good internet. Like, it's a mobile device. Like, I guess the thing is it was probably relatively cheap for them to make. So they just cut a controller in half and like bought a screen from Samsung or whatever and stuck it in there, or probably a Sony screen. But like, I guess like maybe the development costs were lower because it's not very unique.
Yeah. It's as easy as that. You just buy a screen and cut a controller in half, and then you just...
That's how easy research and development is. That's then you have a product on store shelves.
All right, nice one. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. And maybe we'll do this again. Maybe we won't. I guess we'll see. Cheers, and I'll see you later.
Cheers, bye.
Bye.